Mexico is a country that most people consider dangerous. And if you look at the headlines in the news, this perception isn't exactly wrong. But there are over 126 million Mexicans living in this country, and they can't all be bad, right? Of course not. Mexico also has one of the most successful and underrated art scenes in Latin America. If you know where to look, you will find an exciting mix of old colonial buildings, modern skyscrapers, murals, sculptures, and street art. And when we take a look at some of the projects that are currently being built in Mexico, it becomes clear that the country still has many hidden urban wonders waiting to be discovered. So let us take a closer look at 5 game-changing city projects that will transform Mexico for the better. Welcome to our channel. Number 5. Line 2 of the Guadalajara Metro. In September 2021, Guadalajara broke ground on a new metro line that will bring fast and affordable transportation to the second-largest city in Mexico. The Line 2 project is expected to cost around $3.4 billion, which will be financed by loans from the French Development Agency and the Inter-American Development Bank. This new line is going to be 28 kilometers long, and it will have 23 stations. It is also going to connect with Line 1 and the city's main bus terminal. As part of the project, an additional 76 buses will also be purchased. This project will be a major addition to Guadalajara's public transportation network since its current metro system consists of just one line with 19 stations. By 2028, construction should be finished and the people of Guadalajara will have a modern mass transit system that can move up to 500,000 passengers per day. No, for Mexico City Airport. When Mexico City was awarded the 2024 Summer Olympics, the city's airport didn't quite meet international standards. Not only did it lack capacity, but the facilities were also rather outdated. So the government decided to build a brand new airport that would meet all the requirements for the Olympic Games. This airport, called Mexico City Airport, or NAIM for its Spanish acronym, opened its doors to the public in March 2022. The striking design was created by British architect Zaha Hadid, and the entire project was completed in just 5 years. The impressive structure has 2 terminals and 3 runways, and it's located about 20 kilometers from downtown. The location of the airport is particularly interesting because it sits on a former lake bed. And instead of demolishing the area's unique ecosystem, engineers designed the airport to blend seamlessly into the landscape. This means that the airport is basically surrounded by nature, making it one of the most beautiful in the world. The first phase of the project cost around $11 billion, but the final bill is expected to come close to $22 billion when the entire project is completed. Number 3. Santa Fe, Mexico City. Over the past few decades, Mexico City has grown rapidly, and today it's home to around 22 million people. Because so many people live here, housing is in short supply, and the areas outside the city center have become overcrowded. To tackle this problem, the government launched the Social Housing Program in 2019, which aims to build 200,000 homes over the next 10 years. One of these projects is Santa Fe, which is located on the outskirts of the city. The development will feature a mix of low-cost housing units as well as schools, parks, shops, and other amenities. The idea is to create self-sufficient communities where people don't have to travel far for basic services. The first phase of Santa Fe is already underway, and when completed, it will provide much-needed housing for thousands of families. Once the entire project is finished, the city will have enough homes for about 5% of its population. The cost of the program will be covered by taxes on the property developers, which is a win-win situation since the more houses that are built, the higher the tax revenue will be. No. 2. Maya Train. The Maya Train is a 1,500-kilometer railway line that will encircle the Yucatan Peninsula and pass through 5 different states. The project was announced in 2019 as part of the government's effort to boost tourism in the region. The train is expected to cost around $3.5 billion, and it is being funded through a combination of private and public money. Construction began in December 2020, and it is expected to be completed by the end of 2023. Once finished, the Maya Train will stop at various jungle stations along its route, including Uxmal, Chichen Itza, and Tulum. Here, tourists will be able to explore ancient Mayan ruins, go birdwatching, or simply relax in the natural surroundings. The project has been controversial since many environmental groups have expressed concerns about its impact on the fragile ecosystem. However, the government insists that the Maya Train will be a sustainable form of transportation, and it will help to protect the environment by reducing pollution. Only time will tell whether or not these claims are true. But one thing is for sure, the Maya Train will be a unique tourist attraction that sets Mexico apart from other countries. Number 1. Chapultepec Park. Chapultepec Park is one of Mexico City's most popular attractions, and it's easy to see why. The park covers an area of almost 800 hectares, and it offers something for everyone. There are plenty of green spaces to relax in, as well as a zoo, a castle, and several museums. But the park wasn't always such a peaceful place. In fact, it was the site of several battles during the 19th century. However, today it's a symbol of hope and renewal. In recent years, the park has undergone a major transformation. The Mexican government invested over $300 million into improving its infrastructure and turning it into one of the best urban parks in the world. Some of the changes include the construction of a new museum, the restoration of historic buildings, and the creation of bike paths and hiking trails. These upgrades have made the park more accessible to people with disabilities, and it is now one of the most visited places in Mexico City. Around 15 million people visit the park every single year. But despite its popularity, Chapultepec Park remains relatively unknown outside of Mexico. Most people haven't even heard of it, let alone seen it for themselves. But that doesn't surprise us because Mexico is full of hidden gems that remain off the beaten path. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed learning about some of the game-changing city projects that are taking place in Mexico. If you want to stay up to date on all the latest developments, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every week covering all aspects of the global economy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.